All right, so this is probably the hardest problem that you'll have to do on the test. So if it doesn't make sense, please watch this video as many times as you need. So I'm gonna go through it slowly. So the first thing we have to do is, when we want to add fractions, we need the denominators to be the same. Otherwise, we can't add them. So in this example, we can't add these fractions because they're different denominators. This has a denominator of 5, and this has a denominator of 4. So what we need to do to fix this problem is we have to make an equivalent fraction for this, and then we have to make a separate equivalent fraction for this. And why is that helpful? Because we can make two equivalent fractions, one for this and one for this, and those equivalent fractions we make can have the same denominator. So what denominator do we pick? Well, we have to pick a denominator that 5 can multiply into and 4 can multiply into. That's why we start writing out the multiples. So let's write the multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. And again, the multiples of 5 are just all of the numbers that 5 can multiply into with some other number. So for example, 5 times 2 is 10. 10 is a multiple of 5 because 5 can multiply into 10. 15 is a multiple of 5 because 5 can multiply into 15 with some other number. 5 times 3 is 15. So now let's write the multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. There it is. Now I just found the number, the smallest, it's called the least common multiple. But if that name is confusing to you, think about it like this. We have found a number that both 5 and 4 can multiply into. So I can make this fraction into an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 20, and I can make this fraction into an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 20. And the reason I didn't pick 12 is because 5 can't multiply into 12. 4 can. 4 times 3 is 12. But 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, and then 5 times 3 is 15. So that's why we pick 20, because both 5 and 4 can both multiply into 20. So that's why 20 is our new denominator. So now that we have our new denominator, we have to change both of these into equivalent fractions that have a denominator of 20. So let me do 3/5. So 3/5 times, and then I have to find out what number I multiply by. 3/5 times something is going to give me a fraction with a denominator of 20. So let's go piece by piece. 5 times something is 20. Well, think about it. 5 times 4 is 20. Now, you can it's like a puzzle. One by one, finding the number here is going to help me find the number here, because I know that in order to find equivalent fractions, I need to multiply the top and the bottom by the same number. So if I'm multiplying the bottom times 4, 5 times 4 is 20. If I'm multiplying the bottom times 4, I have to multiply the top by 4. And now I just have one piece of the puzzle left right here. 3 times 4 is 12. So 3/5 and 12/20 are the same fraction. They are equivalent. So I now need to turn this into an equivalent fraction that has a denominator of 20. And then I can add the equivalent fractions. So 2/4 times something is going to give me a denominator of 20. So now we just got to start putting together the puzzle. If I find out what the number is here, that's going to help me find the number that goes here and then the number that goes here. So 4 times what is 20? 5. And since I'm finding equivalent fractions, if I multiply the bottom times 5, I have to multiply the top times 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. And 10/20 is equivalent to 2/4. So these two are equivalent, 3/5 and 12/20, and these two are equivalent, 2/4 and 10/20. Now that I have the same denominator, I can just add these two together instead of these two, because I can't add these two. They have different denominators, but I can add these two, they have the same denominator. So now I'm just going to rewrite it. 12 over 20 plus 10 20ths equals 22 20ths. And then you can change this into a mixed number as well. That's how you do it.